Proposition 1. Time is eternal, and no span of time ever spun that itself was not preceded by an infinite span of time. Proposition 2. There has never been a first second, nor will there ever be a last year, and all we have ever measured or will ever measure only equates to a single point along the eternal line of time. Proposition 3. An infinite span of time preceded the direct chain of events we call our Big Bang, and an infinite span of time shall pass after the last footprints that our species or planet ever existed have long since faded away. Proposition 4. There is no largest measurement of time, nor is there a smallest measurement of time. It is the laws of physics that dictate what is relative within our visible patch of spacetime. Proposition 5. Our most precious commodity, one we can only borrow but never buy, and something very few people going to the grave ever feel they got enough of, is time itself. Proposition 6. Space is infinite, and no span of space was ever spawned that itself was not preceded in all three spatial dimensions by an infinite span of space in every direction. Proposition 7. There was no first light second, nor will there ever be a last light year, and all we have ever measured or will ever measure is just a point in an infinitely eternal 4D Minkowski spacetime. Proposition 8. There is no largest span of space, nor is there a smallest measurement of space or distance. It is the laws of physics that dictate what is relative within our visible patch of spacetime. Proposition 9. The universe is composed of an infinite number of separate points hurling through space, each relative at any point in time to some finite number of other points, also hurling through space. Proposition 10. We know far more about what happened after recombination than we will ever know with any certainty about the period before recombination. When we remove the assumption made over a century ago of a hot, dense center from our models and focus only on the observational evidence we have accumulated, it seems to me that many of our inconsistencies and paradoxes all seem to elegantly disappear. Proposition 11. To grasp the natural state of nature, one must shed the last shreds of their Earth-centricity and realize our planet is not special, and our species is not special, and we are just one life form on one big wet rock out of hundreds of quadrillions of big wet rocks in just our tiny, infinitesimal relative patch of spacetime. Proposition 12. When we take the time to examine the equations of general relativity and special relativity, we find there are unlikely, eternally inflating bubble universes. Instead, if we remove the assumption made a century ago of a hot, dense center, and instead just focus on the data, we find a nested succession of parent co-moving frames of reference. Proposition 13. The faster you move through space, the slower you move through time. And this fact has been well proven. Likewise, at every moment in time, your direct perception of time is based on all the overlapping gravity wells you pass through as you traverse your own unique line of time. Also, an established fact. Proposition 14. Velocity and gravity together dictate each of our perceptions of both time and space. But our complete perception of both time and space is also directly related to the succession of parent co-moving frames of reference that we are part of. Proposition 15. All bodies sharing the same relative trajectory and relative velocity would experience the same base perception of both time and space. Each co-moving frame of reference, which at times may appear as an inertial reference frame, according to the formulas for time dilation and length contraction, would all share the same base perception of time and space. Proposition 16. Co-moving frames of reference inherit their base perception of time and space from their most direct parent co-moving frame of reference, which gets its perception of time and space from its parent co-moving frame of reference. And this continues upwards with each larger parent co-moving frame of reference, providing a base perception of time and space to all the siblings moving as a cohesive body. Proposition 17. Each of us acts as a co-moving frame of reference to the trillions of cells that join us daily on our journey that have our own DNA, and the trillions of cells that join us daily on our journey that do not have our own DNA. Each of us is a pocket of space-time, offering a base perception of time and space to all those cells and other atoms traversing space-time along with us, fully dependent at any moment in time on the most direct parent frame of reference we are riding. Proposition 18. Most of us at any moment of time could say they are riding the rotation of our planet as their most direct parent frame of reference, while others may be in a car, plane, boat, train, on top of an animal or other mechanical device that is moving at some different speed than everyone else, planted on the planet. Each of those technically are separate pockets of space-time, and if sustained long enough, their effects will become measurable. Proposition 19. Time is hereditary, and every co-moving frame of reference acquires its base perception of time from its direct parent co-moving frame of reference. This occurs naturally in succession due to the way general relativity causes all celestial bodies to play the eternal game of follow the leaders. Proposition 20. Our universe is an infinite playground of celestial objects, all trying to play follow the leader in a nested succession. All we can see are just rungs on a ladder, with no empirical reason to suspect those rungs would not continue beyond what we can see, creating larger and larger co-moving frames of reference. Proposition 21. Within each co-moving frame of reference, each body or gravitationally bound group of bodies has their base perception of both time and space uniquely adjusted based on their relative velocities inside their parent frame of reference and all gravitational fields they pass through as they move along with all their siblings in a shared co-moving orbit around some more massive structures. Proposition 22. Celestial siblings sharing a co-moving frame of reference, playing follow the leaders, each experience their own unique line segment of time because they each pass through a slightly different tensor mesh of overlapping gravity wells, impacting their base perception, while their separate relative velocities within their shared co-moving frame of reference further refine their base perception. Proposition 23. This Russian nesting doll approach to grasping the true nature of time, space, and the universe is all based on accepting a simple proposition: no first second. That one almost poetic statement is self-evident and sufficient to build an explanation for existence that sees many of the most pressing issues in physics unravel cleanly at our feet, using simple classical relativistic physics, while eliminating the paradoxes associated with alternative explanations for reality.